Hey guys, thanks for checking out my channel, Sigs and Rigs. We're going to be talking about a lot of cool stuff and anything I feel that's worthy of putting on YouTube. Guns, model trains, I like model trains, pets, whatever, my pet, your pets, anything I see on YouTube I feel I should have on my channel is going to get on there. So anyways, I'm here to talk about guns right now, and if you are going to get your first gun, I'm going to help you decide or help you determine how to decide what you should get. So, this is the Sig Sauer P229 Sigs and Rigs, guys. Okay, and it is empty. Okay. Alright. When you're going to get your first gun, first thing I'm going to tell you is, before you even go to wherever it is you're going to go look for your gun, do some research on it first. YouTube. YouTube's probably the best way in the world to get the information you're looking for. I used to work at a gun store, and I hardly ever saw SIGs come in for repair, and it was astonishing the amount of money people would get for a SIG over, let's say, like a Smith & Wesson M&P or something like that, because these are they hold their values. They're great. I mean, you can get more for these than a Glock. So I used to have an MP9. Great gun. I love that gun. I put 13,000 plus rounds through that thing and it had no jams, no nothing. Perfect gun. I had to sell it for some extra cash. And later on I got one of these, and boy, was this thing more accurate than that thing out of the box. And I have to tell you, I am a good shooter. And right out of the box, I noticed, I said, wow, this thing is, amazing. So, let's run through the SIG. Show you some key points on it. So, when you're going to get your gun, you'll know. You should have, anyways, what type of gun you're looking for, whether it be a Glock or a SIG or MP, whatever. So, those of you who aren't familiar with Sig Sauers, most Sig Sauers, except the new ones that are coming out with their polymer frame, don't have, well, most of them have this decocking mechanism, it's called. There's a round in there, right? And for whatever reason, you want to put it back in a double action mode without touching the trigger, you can do that safely without touching the trigger. Okay, and that makes the trigger harder. It's in double action mode to pull, so it's a little more safer for carry than in single action. And that's a good feature. What else? This is the E2 model of the Sig 229. It has this plastic grip that's on it. I love this grip. It's so grippy, even though it's plastic. I mean, it's like microplastic, so it's like anything catches on it. Your hair, whatever, not anything. And it just kind of suction cups to your hand. It's awesome. The next thing they did was they made it more attractive, as they put a newly designed slide on it. I really didn't care for SIGs when I was working at the gun store because of their slides. And now they just look awesome. Yeah, so when you go there, and you say you're looking at this one right here, the Sig Sauer P229, alright? Make sure you can get at everything you need to get at with one hand, alright? Make sure you can, get to the hammer well. I mean, it's not always easy to get to the hammer, but if you can do that, that's good. Right, like that. Okay? Now, make sure you can also get to the magazine release button with one hand. Okay. The decocker, the slide release. Okay. Because if you can't do that, guys, you're not gonna enjoy the gun as much as you thought you were gonna. Um, you're gonna be, shooting it, and you're gonna be looking for buttons and playing around, looking, and something might happen that you don't want it to happen. So, make sure. I mean, if God forbid, if you're ever in some kind of situation where you you have to draw your gun because someone drew one on you, and say he hits your arm over here, and your strong hand is this hand, and you got to do a one-handed reload or whatever, you can get at everything you need to get at with one hand. I would not hesitate to get a ambidextrous gun either. A lot of them are coming out with those. So make sure you can do it with one hand, everything. Another thing, guys, when you go get your first gun, right? Say you're looking at a brand new gun, whatever it is. Keep in mind that it's an empty gun, and the slide is gonna feel. The salesman should hand it to you like this. Okay. Now, if you want to release this slide, okay, there's one of two ways you can do it. You can either pull it back and let it go, okay, or you can push the slide release down. Now, keep in mind, it's got to be hard with the slide release button because it's a brand new gun, okay? Now, the reason why the slide locks back in the first place is because the magazine's in there on the last shot, and the follower is sticking up, and that's what allows the slide release to come up, and it can't go because of that. It can't go forward because the follower on the mag is up. So that's why that happens. So if you get there and it's really hard to push, that's why. So it'll get better like this did. This was pretty tough when I first got it, I will say. But that's just the way, because Sig makes everything tight as can be for the guns, and make sure they work well. So if you can't do that, with one hand, and don't get discouraged because it's gonna happen. It's a brand new gun. It'll get better with time. What else? Sights. Make sure you like the sights it comes with. If you don't like the sights, get a different gun. Go for something different. You can change the sights out you want, but it's not worth it. Just get the sights you want on the gun and leave it at that. These SIGs, the sights on them are amazing. They are dead on when you get them from the factory. Dead on. You don't even have to touch them. This came with night sights. Like I said, Sig Light night sights are the brightest I ever used or seen. I used to change out my sights and stuff on the M&P all the time, and I've never seen. I had the Trigicon ones. I had the Novak. These are the brightest I've ever seen. So guys, like I said, I live in Massachusetts. Here we have been under the rule for 10 round limit in your magazine for years, and it's nothing new, and people can handle it. But if you want to get a gun, you live in Massachusetts, you want to get a gun that will allow you to have more than 10, you got to get an older gun, like something that's been around for a while. like a Sig. Not a brand new one, because this is called a pre-band mag. It was made before September 1994, when they had the ban go in effect here for these magazines to be 10 rounds. So if you're able to find a pre-ban mag, a mag that was made before then, you can have it. But for the brand new guns, they're not going to make them. Like the MPs, anything new that's coming out, you won't get a magazine that's greater than 10 rounds in Massachusetts. So if you're looking for that, get something that's older, like a Glock or a Sig, older model, Smith & Wesson. And that's that, guys. I hope that helps anybody, with going to get their first gun. And I'll see you later, guys. Thanks for watching.